Hello everybody, this is Lynn with Bark and Brittle. Welcome to our first episode of Lynn's Test Kitchen, where I will be your personal recipe tester. So all those times you've tried a recipe, it looks like it should be easy, you see a chef on TV do it, then you do it, and it comes out nothing like their dish. It completely doesn't work or it doesn't look at all like theirs, and you feel like you wasted so much time and ingredients, and it's really frustrating. We'll save the frustration for me. I'm going to test those recipes for you. So I'll find some recipes that maybe look questionable or the reviews are kind of iffy, and then I would love for you to send me recipes that you want me to try, whether you've tried it before and it didn't work out, or it's a new recipe that you're just not sure you want to go out and buy the ingredients for. Send it to me and I'm going to go ahead and try it for you, and then we'll review it and see if it works. So today I found a recipe on Food Network. I love anything with lemon. I found this recipe for lemon yogurt mousse. I also love mousse, so this sounds like it has to be delicious. But the reviews were a little bit questionable, so let me read them to you. All right, the first review in here says, after 2 hours in the fridge, the top was great, but the bottom liquefied. The second review says, I made this recipe using an American brand Greek yogurt. The consistency was too watery in my opinion. Greek yogurt has a thicker consistency, so next time I will try Faye. They did not give a brand to try, and they did not give the consistency. So you go with, I went with just a regular Greek yogurt that I found in the store today. Another one says, I thought this sounded delicious and perfect for a summer dinner party I was attending. But to my horror, after 2 hours of chilling, there was a yucky pool of liquid floating under all the foam, and no time to change it. Now, to be fair, there's some really good reviews in here, but most of the people did say that they chose a thicker yogurt like Chobani or Faye. Now, today, we're still kind of in the middle of this quarantine, and the shelves were a little limited. I found an American Greek yogurt, and it's low fat, so that's what I bought. They didn't specify. Here's the recipe. They didn't give, you can see, really a list of ingredients. They just put the ingredients in the directions. So in this case, we're going to whisk 2 egg whites, a 1/4 cup of sugar, and a pinch of salt in a heat-proof bowl. Set over a pan of simmering water until the sugar dissolves. They didn't tell you how you know when the sugar is dissolved, so we'll figure that one out. Remove the bowl, beat with a mixer until stiff peaks form. So I'm assuming we could use a hand mixer or a stand mixer, and today we're going to use a handheld mixer. Whisk 1.5 cups of low-fat Greek yogurt, a teaspoon of lemon zest, and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice in a separate bowl. Fold in the egg whites, chill 2 hours, and serve with crumbled shortbread cookies. So I'm going to pull out all the ingredients, get everything together, and I'll be right back, and then we can start with this recipe. Okay, I have everything put together. I have a pot of simmering water here, maybe a little more than simmering. Turn that down a little bit. And I have a heat-proof bowl on top of it. And according to our recipe, we're going to whisk 2 egg whites, a 1/4 cup of sugar, and a pinch of salt in this bowl until the sugar dissolves. So we're going to get that going. So there is the sugar and the egg whites in. And I'm just going to use a pink Himalayan sea salt and a pinch. All right, whisk away. So far it's very obvious that it's still very grainy. And I guess you have to keep whisking so that your eggs don't cook on here. But from what I have read, this is like either a Swiss meringue or an Italian meringue. I can't remember which one. One of them starts cooking over the stove. So basically this cooks the egg whites enough so that they are safe to eat. So we're just going to keep whisking, and then I don't, they didn't give you a temperature to check, they just said sugar is dissolved. So, and excuse the noise from my induction burner. It's a little loud. So we can see it's getting pretty foamy. I don't know if you have to like whisk like crazy or if you just have to keep it moving so it's to whisk. So I'm going in between, although it's very tiring on the arm, I will tell you that. Whisking meringue by hand is not fun. All right, gonna stick my finger in there and see. Oh, it feels nice and smooth. It does not feel grainy at all anymore. And it's just warm to the touch. So I'm gonna say we're good from here. So I'm gonna turn this off and pull this off the heat and wash my hands. All right, so the next one says remove the bowl, beat with a mixer until stiff peaks form. All right, I'm gonna call that stiff peaks. Let me clean off the beater a little bit. Easiest way to do this, just hold it above what you're beating and turn it back on. There we go, almost clean. All right, you can see how they're definitely holding their shape. All right, the next direction in here, get my hair out of my face, is to whisk 1.5 cups of low-fat Greek yogurt, which I have right here. And like I said, I just picked up whatever they had in the grocery store today. 1 teaspoon of lemon zest and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice in a separate bowl, and then fold in the egg whites. Before we move on, I do want to tell you, when you're zesting any kind of citrus fruit, first of all, zest the lemon or whatever it is before you juice it. It's very difficult to try and zest an already squeezed lemon. I like to use a microplane. These come in super handy. These are great for garlic, Parmesan, or any kind of citrus, and it's very sharp, so be careful. But basically it acts just like a cheese grater, but in a smaller form. So, and then you can zest it, and then all your zest will stay here in the back. Then you can just empty it out, or you can zest it right over a bowl. And for me to squeeze out the lemon, I like one of these. I don't know what they're called, but it's some sort of squeezy juicer. So what you do want to do though is take your fruit and place it cut side down. So when you squeeze it, it comes out holes in the bottom. Okay, I already have that done. And we have a bowl. So this says to whisk 1.5 cups of low-fat Greek yogurt, lemon zest, and tablespoon. So I don't know why you have to whisk it instead of stirring it, but that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to find another whisk, there we go, and a spatula. We're gonna put all our yogurt right in this bowl. Let's try and get it all out so we stay with the proportions of the recipe. our lemon juice and our lemon zest. All right, and now we're gonna whisk that together. And it doesn't say anything about how long, it just says whisk it. So assuming just generally to get it blended. So I think that that is good. Oops, fly away yogurt. All right, so it says to fold in the egg whites. It does not say to do it in multiple steps. So we're just gonna dump it all in. And after you beat egg whites into a meringue like this, they will hold their shape for a while, so you don't have to worry about them deflating. But if you had to, if they started to deflate, you could just give them a quick mix again before you put them in the bowl with the yogurt. All right, so going to fold this in, just using your classic folding technique, which is basically the blade of your spatula down, and then flip over. I'm gonna get this all folded in. Get all the way down to the bottom to make sure you get all that yogurt incorporated. And you just don't want to beat it too hard because you'll lose the air that you worked so hard to get into those egg whites, and then your mousse will deflate. Hopefully this mousse will not deflate. We did read some problems with it, but that didn't seem to be one of the issues. All right, I think that is pretty well folded in. So I'm gonna leave it in this bowl so that we have a clear bowl. So once it's done, we can go back in and see what it looks like before we try it. And we'll be able to see if it has separated. So I'm gonna say that that is enough. We're gonna leave it in this bowl, just try and clean it up a little bit more. All right, so we can see here, it's a pretty nice mousse. Looks pretty fluffy, and it smelled citrusy when I was mixing it, but now it doesn't have much of a smell to it. But we're gonna put this in the fridge, chill it for 2 hours. It doesn't say to cover, it doesn't say to do anything with it. So I'm just gonna stick it in the fridge. I'm gonna cover it for 2 hours, and then I'm gonna come back in 2 hours and we'll check it out, see what happened, and then we'll taste it. All right, we're back. It's been 2 hours, and now it's time to check our mousse. Let me go get it from the refrigerator. All right, here it is. You can see it does move around the bowl some, so it's not a super firm mousse, but looking at the bottom, I don't see any liquid pooling like some of the reviewers said that they had either foam or liquid in it. And I have a feeling what happened is in the directions in step 2, first you were supposed to whisk the egg whites with the sugar overheat until it was foamy and the sugar was dissolved, but then you were supposed to beat them to stiff peaks. So it makes me think that it's possible that they did not beat them to stiff peaks and tried to fold the egg white mixture in when it was too liquidy. So I think it looks pretty good, although it is pretty soft. It's a very soft mousse because there's no gelatin in here. This is held together just from those egg whites. And now it is time to try it. And to help us out today, I'm going to call in my special guest. Here she comes.
Hello.
Here we have Christina is here to help us give this a try. So the directions say to serve it with some crumbled shortbread cookies, which I have right here. So I'm thinking it would be delicious with raspberries too, though. So I'm going to serve some up And then we're each gonna try it and give you our opinion on how it tastes. And we can try it both ways, because why not?
It looks good.
It's nice and foamy. You guys can't see this, I'm sorry, my camera angle. Can you hold that ramekin up so we can do a nice little serving shot here? Let's see, turn that so they can get a little shot of that. There we go. All right, yeah, it is very loose, but we'll see how it tastes. Christina, would you like yours with raspberries or with some shortbread cookies?
You know, I think I would like it with both.
Okay.
That sounds really good.
So let's see, here we have Christina's, and we're gonna throw on some nice shortbread cookie crumbles. All right, that looks pretty good. Throw a few more in there. And then you want to throw some raspberries on here?
Oh, that
look at
looks so
that
pretty.
against the nice white mousse. All right, there you go. And here's your spoon. And I'm gonna actually do the same thing. We'll throw some cookie crumbles on here, and then a couple raspberries. All right, let's see what we think.
That is super good.
It's definitely lemon.
So lemony.
I was not expecting it to be this lemony.
It's also so light.
It's very light. It's not very sweet. There's only a 1/4 cup of sugar in this entire recipe.
Yeah, so if you really want a dessert, but don't want anything rich or heavy, this is it.
I'm gonna try it with a raspberry in here.
That's good. I like how it just kind of melts in your mouth too. It's like a cloud. Like
It
you're
just goes
eating a
away.
cloud.
It does.
Huh.
This doesn't say how many it serves. I mean, to be honest, between Christina and I, this would serve 2 once. But I would say, looking at the bowl, I'm going to say 4 servings. So for a 1/4 cup of sugar in 4 servings, that's 1 tablespoon per serving. So that is really not too bad. So I'm going to rate this one with a thumbs up and say this recipe works and it's definitely worth making. So hope you enjoyed our first episode of Lynn's Test Kitchen, and come back with me next week when I try another recipe. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and then send in your recipes if you want me to test them. Have a good week.